Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in, back with another video a day till this channel hits 100K. We're up over 90 videos now. It's been a grind, so if you could hit that subscribe button down below, help the cause, I'd really appreciate it. But today, I was actually filming one video and didn't have all the right hardware, so I'm gonna shelve that one until later this week. And I'm actually going to use this as an opportunity to respond to two comments that I got and kind of combine these into one video. I was actually just asked not too long ago for a 9-month update on the RealTruck SwingCases. I kind of have these things weighted pretty heavily, so I think I have a pretty good handle on how well these things actually hold up over time. And I've done off-roading, all kinds of stuff, so these things have been loaded heavy and jostled around quite a bit. And then the next comment that I got was, here's a video idea, or maybe you did one before, which you kind of did, or you can make an updated one, just a video on tips or things you did or wish you did when you first got the truck. What I'm gonna do is mainly kind of focus on an update on these swing cases. I was actually introduced to these from a former coworker of mine, a good friend, Ryan, who had these in his truck, and I was like, man, those are pretty great. But I'll tell you guys, I was pretty concerned when I first saw them, going like, plastic, how well are those gonna hold up over time? I don't know, and I gotta tell you, I'm absolutely sold. So I will link to these swing cases in the description down below. Again, those came from RealTruck. But I want to show you guys how much I actually utilize these swing cases. I have a bit of a system down with these where I like to have my towing stuff over on the passenger side, and then things like diesel fuel additives, which if you're going with a 6.2 liter, you're not going to need any of that stuff. But with the diesel trucks, you do like to run those diesel additives. So over here, I have a lot of tools, some bungees, I've got some trash bags that I carry, a little socket set, and it stinks like fuel in here. I am going to actually be printing and possibly selling a solution for this because it's driving me insane. This Hot Shots everyday diesel treatment leaks everywhere, and it's just a terrible bottle design. I like the additive, I hate the bottle, so I'm gonna come up with a solution that drives me insane. It's all wet down there, but kind of shows you that it is chemical proof. I've got some wheel chocks down there, a little sledgehammer that I carry, pry bar for if I need to change tires on the road, just a little bit of rope, some duct tape, things like that. So this is not super heavy, but also not super light either. I'm gonna leave this out for now because I will be 3D printing a holder here. This is going to go right here somehow, and I will also have a little holder for the funnel, so when I come for fuel ups, that's just sitting right here, and it's not getting hit by anything to make that kind of squeeze out, because that cap design is horrific. But the real heavy stuff is over here. This case is weighted heavy. I'm actually really interested to weigh this and see what it weighs up to. So this, I keep all of my hitch stuff, a little recovery point, the diesel electrical plug should I ever need that, and this one again is loaded up pretty heavy, and they have held up just fine. The hinges on there are holding up just fine. Again, no issues with any of this stuff. Once it latches in there, it stays pretty secure. You don't hear it bouncing around or anything. It's just, I love them. I think they're great. Now, another thing I like about these is there is a little lock on here. So this prevents, if you're not running a tonneau cover, from somebody just grabbing your toolbox and wandering away. Pull that off. And then of course, these being removable is the whole benefit of having a case like this, because then you can get access to your entire bed should you need it. So let me zero up the scale. 51.7 pounds. That is not light, and that is what's bouncing around in that hinge and holding up just fine. This one is definitely heavier than this one. That is a huge recommendation of mine. I think these swing cases are a must-have on every truck. I will run them on every truck going forward. It is just a much cleaner solution than like a full-blown toolbox that, unless you're really in the trades, you probably don't need that many tools, but these still do hold quite a bit on their own. The nice thing about those cases being removable is I can pull that off and clean out that Hot Shots diesel additive really easily. Spray the whole thing out, let it dry, and then put it back. Now before we move on, there's a couple interior things that I want to talk about, must-have accessories. I'm going to add in another response to a comment I got today that made me chuckle. Yesterday I did a video talking about how much I hated the OEM floor mats that came with this truck, and I switched them out for Husky floor liners, which I love. And then somebody had mentioned that it was funny that I was so hung up on the vinyl or rubber floor mats on the inside of the truck, but then put carpet in the back of the truck. But these bed rugs I am absolutely sold on, and it's hilarious because, yeah, it makes absolutely no sense on paper. This, in terms of a rug, it's really not a rug. It is an engineered product that kind of mimics a carpet, but it holds no water. If you spray this thing down, it dries almost immediately. So spraying this thing down with water to clean it, it runs through all of the drain holes, and again, it doesn't really hold any water. I'm not going to say that it dries instantly, but it dries super quick. And again, it's a really porous material underneath here, so it doesn't really hold on to moisture. I compare this more to like the rubber mats that you put in the back of the trucks. I actually used to have one of those when I had a plastic bed liner. I put one of the rubber mats in there to prevent stuff from sliding around. This is kind of more like that than it is a carpet. It just looks and feels like carpet. I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people if you haven't run a bed rug, but I'm telling you, I used to think they were absolutely stupid and silly when I didn't have one. Now that I have one, I'll never not have one. Love the bed rugs. Now moving into the inside of the truck, there are a couple things in here I do want to mention. I did the auto start stop eliminator, and now every time you start the truck, it starts with it automatically off, so that no longer is an issue. And then another thing too that I did is the OCDPlug sells this kind of matte sheen screen protector, and I love it because it just helps cut down on like the sun glare. You do get a lot of sun bouncing back from the rear window on these things, so to kind of have that matte out is really, really nice, helps protect the screen. I just think it looks nicer that way also. I had ordered this off Amazon, this storage case, or the little under seat storage tray, because the one that comes in the truck is like this fabric. It has really thick walls and it's like really shallow. I love this because it's just one wall of plastic and then the rest of it is storage space. So when you close this, you see you have all of this real estate for stuff. And I like that because I like to have these bags and things and organized back there. So this is one off Amazon. RealTruck has one like from Duha that I believe is similar to this, if not the same thing, I don't know. This just happens to be the one that I went with. This thing, this is a bonus. I just caught this out of the corner of my eye. If you don't have a little fabric thing on this seatbelt and you roll your windows down, this just slaps on the back seat. I got this off Amazon too, I'll link that down below. This seatbelt slapping in the wind was super annoying. That's gone, and that is absolutely a necessity. Without this, it's super annoying. So just a quick update addressing the question about how good those swing cases hold up, because that was actually a question that I had before I started running them. I was really concerned about it, and between the two trucks that I've run, no problems whatsoever with those swing cases, and just wanted to maybe help put your mind at ease, because I had that same kind of concern before I had ever bought them as well. And then I just wanted to address some other accessories that people are asking me. Some of that might be a little repetitive. I definitely have done videos on some of this stuff in the past, but I thought good opportunity to come back, revisit some of this stuff, address some of those comments. So with that being said, thank you guys very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow.